Starting over here, this is called Vera wood, this vertical piece, and it's from Colombia and Venezuela. This tall one here, long one, is called lace wood, and it comes to us from Australia. This piece here is holly, and this is the one here from the United States. This one over here is called cocobolo, and it is primarily from Central America. And then down at the bottom, we have this piece here, and this is olive wood for Israel. So the various woods that make up the crosses represent the great diversity of people in our local church. And I hope you will take some time to take a look at the cathedral and also begin to understand the great meaning and importance of the crosses and of the woods. The other piece of wood in the sanctuary is the wood upon which the crucifix is affixed, and that is a piece of European eucalyptus. And so in a sense, Europe is included and represented through that piece of wood. Above the chair, you will see the coat of arms. The coat of arms, it goes back historically way before Jesus Christ, and in many realms of the world there were coats of arms. There are family coats of arms, but for bishops there's also been a series of coats of arms. And you'll notice that the shield in the center is divided in two halves. The half on the right represents the coat of arms of the bishop himself, and the half on the left represents the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. In our case, the shield on the left side shows 3 angels and 3 roses. And those are historically symbols of Mary, the Mother of God. And in our case, of course, this represents Our Lady of the Angels. On the right-hand side of the shield, there are several symbols up there. The top one and the bottom one, in a sense, go together. The top one, the scales of justice, and the bottom one is a basket of bread representing charity. And so, in my own coat of arms, I chose justice and charity as 2 very key elements of my own ministry. Then, below the justice, you'll see 2 roses, again, representing our Blessed Mother, but in my case, Our Lady of Guadalupe. And then right below that, you'll see a bunch of grapes and some wheat. And those, of course, represent the Eucharist, the bread and wine for the celebration of the Eucharist. But beneath that, you will see some words to reconcile God's people. When someone is named a bishop, they are invited to take a motto, something usually from the scripture which has enormous importance for the bishop himself. And I chose to reconcile God's people because it is the ministry of Jesus' reconciliation that is highlighted so much in the work of Jesus and in St. Paul's writings, especially 1 Corinthians. You will notice that there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of tassels. When a priest is ordained a bishop, there are 3 rows. First row has 1 tassel, 2, and 3, and it stops. When a priest or bishop becomes an archbishop, they then add another row, the 4th row, which you will see here shortly as Archbishop Gomez goes up. The fifth row is for cardinals, and then the color of the tassels and the hat on top then reflect the office of cardinal. So today, shortly, we're going to change out the coat of arms, mine to the Archbishop's, and then we're going to seat him. But also, if you look up above, and many people don't see those up there, there are two big red hats up there. I'd say 90% of the people who come here never notice them, and the other 10% have a variety of views of what they are. In fact, a couple weeks ago, a lady said to me, "Oh, we're so happy that you're celebrating Chinese New Year." So I figured, well, whatever has meaning for you is fine with me. But those are called galeros. And while cardinals don't walk around wearing those anymore, they are given at the time of a bishop becoming a cardinal, but they're not used. But at the time of death, they are then hoisted up and left there in the ceiling. So I will always have a good day if I see two. But when I walk over and see three, well, I can skip breakfast. So that's what those are. And the far back one is that of Cardinal James Francis McIntyre, who was the first cardinal here in Los Angeles, followed by Cardinal Timothy Manning, the second cardinal, and eventually mine goes up there. Now, there's a wonderful kind of understanding about these. If you go to churches in Latin America and in Europe that are very old, you will see a lot of these. And you will also see how dark they get with time. And the saying is that when the galero finally falls of its own weight to the floor, the soul of the cardinal finally gets out of purgatory. Now, it's my prayer that that is not true. Because they're held up now by this very heavy-duty nylon that lasts forever. So that's what those are. So in a real sense it is, they have these wonderful rich symbols of who we are as church. And these symbols speak very loudly to what we celebrate today. So again, I conclude, as I did open, that this gospel, it shows God's love and care for all of us, but especially today, love and care for the Archdiocese of Los Angeles.